Hey Bougie click. Welcome to my channel. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that's often overlooked but incredibly important: internalized misogyny. Together, we'll unravel the complex web of societal dynamics that shape how women perceive and treat one another. From the harsh judgments faced by those who are pretty, popular, or wealthy, to the troubling tendency to blame women for men's wrongdoings, this video will explore the roots and implications of internalized misogyny. Join us as we dissect real-life examples that reveal how these societal biases affect women and learn how we can foster a more supportive and empathetic community. Let's get started.
I'ma make you a fan.
The shocking mystery of internalized misogyny. In the intricate web of societal dynamics, internalized misogyny plays a significant role in how women perceive and treat each other. This phenomenon often manifests as harsh judgment and criticism, particularly towards those who are perceived as pretty, popular, or wealthy. The tendency to relish in the misfortunes of these women is a reflection of deep-seated societal biases and internalized misogyny. This video explores the reasons behind this behavior, its implications, and how we can learn from it to foster a more supportive and empathetic community. The root of internalized misogyny. Internalized misogyny refers to the subconscious acceptance of sexist attitudes and beliefs by women, leading them to perpetuate these biases against themselves and other women. This can result in women being overly critical of each other, often due to societal conditioning that pits them against one another. The media, cultural narratives, and historical gender roles have all contributed to this phenomenon, creating an environment where women are encouraged to compete rather than collaborate. Relishing in misfortune, the pretty, popular, and rich. One of the most glaring examples of internalized misogyny is the tendency for women to take pleasure in the misfortunes of those who are perceived as pretty, popular, or wealthy. This behavior stems from a combination of envy, societal conditioning, and the desire to see those who are seemingly better off brought down to a more relatable level. This Schadenfreude is not only harmful but also perpetuates a cycle of negativity and judgment. Blaming women for men's wrongdoings. A particularly troubling aspect of internalized misogyny is the tendency to blame women for the actions of men. This is evident in high-profile cases such as Chris Brown and Rihanna, Diddy and Cassie, and Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez. In each of these instances, women faced harsh criticism and judgment from other women, despite being victims of violence and mistreatment. Chris Brown and Rihanna. After the assault incident, the public reaction was profoundly complex and often troubling. Many women found themselves redirecting their frustration and disappointment towards Rihanna, questioning her choices and her decision to remain in a relationship with Chris Brown despite the violent act. This phenomenon, often referred to as victim blaming, highlights a societal tendency to scrutinize the behavior and decisions of victims rather than focusing on the perpetrator's actions. The scrutiny faced by Rihanna reflects broader societal attitudes towards women in abusive relationships. It showcases how victims can be held responsible for the violence they endure, rather than the aggressors. This tendency to blame victims often stems from a lack of understanding about the complexities of abusive relationships, including emotional manipulation, fear, and the hope for change that many individuals experience. Diddy and Cassie. Cassie has been at the center of public scrutiny regarding her long-term relationship with Sean Diddy Combs. Critics, particularly many women, have voiced their opinions, often questioning her intentions and the nature of their bond. Some have speculated that Cassie's motives were not entirely genuine, suggesting she may have been more interested in the fame and lifestyle associated with being linked to a high-profile figure like Diddy rather than in the relationship itself. Rather than focusing on Diddy being an older man who manipulated and groomed a young girl. Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez. Megan's experience was not just a traumatic event, it became a complex social narrative that highlighted the challenges many victims face when sharing their stories. Despite the presence of undeniable evidence supporting her account of the shooting, she found herself in a position where her truth was met with skepticism, particularly from other women. These cases highlight how internalized misogyny leads women to judge and blame each other for situations where they are victims, rather than holding the perpetrators accountable. The amount of internalized racism, colorism, and misogyny in the Black community amongst women is ridiculous at this point, and paired with the lack of accountability, we are in serious trouble. The people that look down on us don't need any help. Also, no matter how hard you try, you can't build yourself up by tearing the next woman down. I have noticed how women who are lacking in looks, money, or attention love to see women who have those things humbled. Some women are like crabs in a barrel. If they can't get out of the barrel, they want to drag every other woman back in there with them. If the man you want chooses another woman over you, you can't wait for them to do her wrong, so you say she got the same man. Stop worrying about how other women are failing and just level up in your own life. Because that woman you are hating on can get another man just like she got this one, but you are habitually single, screaming about how you don't want or need a man while being passed around like a hot potato. Some of you would rather bully women with the things you want than take their advice. Stop letting your jealousy stop you from getting better or asking for help. You aren't hurting anyone but yourself, because trust me, your opinion don't matter to people as much as you think. I for one don't care about the opinions of people I don't respect. The new trophy wife controversy. The controversy surrounding YouTuber The New Trophy Wife further illustrates the impact of internalized misogyny. Isis Morales, known online as The New Trophy Wife, faced significant backlash from women who criticized her lifestyle and choices, often with harsh and judgmental comments. In November 2024, Isis released a viral video titled "I Married a Monster," where she accused her husband of serious sexual misconduct, including the molestation of their young daughters and essaying her multiple times. Despite being a victim, she was subjected to criticism and judgment from other women, highlighting the tendency for women to tear each other down rather than support and uplift one another. While it's easy to look at someone else's mistakes, it's hard to look at our own. We live in a world where women would rather take advice from 304s than from happily married women. Women are now saying that they don't want to be married while still being physically intimate with men. Women are having babies with just anybody. Look at Sky Jackson, Kiki Palmer, and Cash Doll. Some women have babies with men they don't even know after they have had reckless one-night stands. There are even women that are unashamedly dating married men and telling other women to do so. Dating married men doesn't always end in getting the bag, sometimes it ends with you in a body bag. Remember the story where a man got his young mistress pregnant then unalived her, so his wife didn't find out. All women don't leave their husbands for cheating, nor do all men who cheat want to actually leave their wives. Also, not all men with money are generous. So many women end up single mothers to married men chasing a bag they never got. Look at all the women who cheated with Tiger Woods, who infamously did not give these women a dime. But even with the obvious mistakes all women are making, we still find time to somehow think we are better than the next woman. We say that could never be me. However, I know for a fact it could be a lot of us. I personally know 4 women who have kids and have moved random men into their homes after only a few months of knowing them. One woman I know was meeting the men online and had gone through 2 men in the month I knew her. Another woman was not only letting men she met online live with her but their adult children as well, and random men who were co-workers from her job she had only been at a few months. For some reason, women think if I'm the one with the money, it's okay to bring complete strangers home to live with me and my kids because I can put them out. And don't let the kids be older, like teenagers, those kids see a revolving door of men. Newsflash, older kids can be abused as well. Remember the stepfather who unalived his teenage stepdaughter when her mother was out of town because she would not sleep with him. We all have been stupid about men, some of us stupider than others. I have had my moments of stupidity when it comes to men as well, but thankfully, I don't have any kids. When I look back at how dumb I was, I have to thank God for where I am today. So, I'm not saying don't hold women accountable, but let's stop pretending you have not ever made any mistakes behind a man. We see you crying about your baby daddies online. We hear you call him a narcissist and say he beat you and cheated on you, but you still are trying to force him to get his kids. So, you push your kids onto a horrible man who mistreated you, but somehow you think you couldn't end up in her position? It isn't just sexual abuse you should be worried about. What about emotional, verbal, and physical abuse? A while ago, a man unalived his own son by making him run on a treadmill until he collapsed. Another man unalived his daughter by leaving her in a hot car so he could play video games uninterrupted, and his other kids said he did this all the time. Women are constantly leaving their kids with new boyfriends only for the kids to be unalived by these men. These men usually don't have jobs and are left to watch women's kids while the women are at work. Then there are so many women who leave their kids with any and everybody, especially when they want to go out. Have we forgot about the woman who gave her kids up to CPS after she got on the internet and asked if anyone wanted them? She was praised for giving her kids up, when we have all heard stories about what happens to kids in the foster care system. What was it everyone said? At least she didn't unalive them. Ask anyone who has ever been abused, there are some things worse than death. I also see so many people making this about hypergamy and wanting a rich man, but may I remind you, most women and children were not assaulted by rich men. It was uncles, grandfathers, brothers, stepfathers, biological fathers, teachers, women, boyfriends, and their mothers' sneaky links that often didn't have a dime. The perils of seeking validation, women, and the dangers of desperation. In the quest for love and validation, some women find themselves making decisions that can jeopardize their safety and well-being. This desperation for approval from men can lead to risky behaviors. These actions, driven by a deep-seated need for validation, often result in negative consequences that could have been avoided with a more cautious approach. The desperation for validation. The desire for validation is a natural human instinct, but when it becomes a driving force, it can lead to poor decision-making. Women who are desperate for validation from men may overlook red flags and compromise their own values and safety. This desperation can stem from various factors, including low self-esteem, societal pressures, and past experiences of rejection or abandonment. Moving men into their homes. One of the most concerning behaviors is when women move men into their homes with their children after only a short period of dating. This decision can put both the woman and her children at risk. The man may not have been thoroughly vetted, and his true intentions or character may not be fully known. This can lead to situations where the woman and her children are exposed to potential harm, whether it be emotional, physical, or financial. Financial burdens and 50-50 arrangements. Another risky behavior is agreeing to financially burdensome arrangements, such as going 50-50 on expenses. While equality in financial contributions can be healthy in a relationship, it becomes problematic when one partner is not financially stable or is taking advantage of the other's resources. Women who are desperate for validation may agree to these arrangements to appear accommodating and supportive, but this can lead to financial strain and resentment. The impact on children. When women make these risky decisions, the impact on their children can be profound. Children may be exposed to unstable environments, which can affect their emotional and psychological well-being. The presence of a new partner who has not been properly vetted can also lead to potential abuse or neglect. It is crucial for women to prioritize their children's safety and stability over their desire for validation from a partner. The role of self-worth. At the core of these risky behaviors is often a lack of self-worth. Women who do not value themselves may seek validation from men to fill the void. This can lead to a cycle of unhealthy relationships and poor decision-making. Building self-worth and self-esteem is essential for making better choices and avoiding dangerous situations. Breaking the cycle. To break this cycle, women need to focus on self-love and self-validation. This involves setting boundaries, recognizing red flags, and prioritizing their own well-being and that of their children. It is important to seek support from friends, family, or professionals when needed and to take the time to thoroughly vet potential partners before making significant life changes. Lessons from Scooby Doo, Unmasking the Real Monsters. The classic cartoon Scooby Doo offers a valuable lesson in understanding human behavior. In the show, the monsters are always revealed to be regular people with hidden agendas. This teaches us that bad people do not have signs on their foreheads, nor do they announce their true intentions. Anyone can be manipulated and deceived, and women are not psychics who can predict another person's actions. They are also not responsible for the actions of others, as everyone has free will. The harmful cycle of judgment. When women judge each other harshly, they create an environment where it is easy for others, especially men, to judge and mistreat them. By tearing each other down, women inadvertently give men permission to do the same. Instead of supporting and uplifting one another, this behavior contributes to a cycle of negativity and unfair treatment. Breaking the cycle. To break the cycle, it is essential for women to recognize and address internalized misogyny. This involves fostering empathy, understanding, and support for one another. By celebrating each other's successes and offering compassion during hardships, women can create a more positive and empowering community. It is crucial to hold perpetrators accountable for their actions and to support victims rather than blame them. In a society where seeking validation from men can lead women to make dangerous choices, such as quickly moving partners into their homes or engaging in financially taxing agreements, it's vital to value self-worth and practice careful decision-making for their own safety and that of their children. At the same time, internalized misogyny creates a culture of severe judgment and criticism among women, continuing a cycle of negativity. By heeding cautionary stories and understanding that anyone can be deceived, women can build a supportive and empathetic community. The time has come to escape these detrimental patterns, support one another, and encourage decisions that place well-being above external approval, fostering a safer and more caring environment for everyone. Thank you for watching. I hope this discussion has shed light on the critical importance of self-worth and the risks that come from seeking validation in unhealthy ways. Remember, prioritizing your own well-being and that of your loved ones is essential. If you found this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might benefit from these messages. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss our future content that empowers and uplifts. Let's continue this conversation in the comments below. Share your thoughts, experiences, or any strategies that have helped you break the cycle of seeking validation. Together, we can foster a supportive community that celebrates self-love and resilience. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. What do you think? Is the pot calling the kettle black? Let me know in the comments section. Stay bougie. Follow and support me. All links in bio. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Check description for more info. New episodes every day.